Hello? Hi, Grandma. No. 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 It was just a bunch of hillbillies living out there. Now it's just a bunch of dogs. Yeah, I know dogs aren't allowed in the house. I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't know. Grandma? Grandma? Who's this? You're not my grandma. Nah! Nah! Nah, fuck you. They're back.
It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Poltergeist 2, The Other Side movie review.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and that's not a real phone. That's an old Jim Beam bottle from 1978. I couldn't find my Sports Illustrated football phone. I was going to use that, and then I had one of those phones with the wheels on it with a little smiley face. But that doesn't matter. Who gives a shit, right? We're here to talk about Poltergeist from 1986. And it was directed by not Steven Spielberg this time, or Tobe Hooper. It was like Brian Gibson or something, but he hasn't really done anything noticeable except for Poltergeist 2. Now this, seems like it's underappreciated because it's got some off-putting reviews, to say the least, on IMDb. And it's like, what are you people talking about? Now, I get it. This is probably half the budget of the first film. The first film felt like a spectacular, whereas this is like sort of a smaller scale. Some of the scenes even look like they used like the backdrop paintings, how they had paintings instead of being actually on location. A lot of the stuff looks like it was filmed on a Hollywood backlot with like paintings. I watched it on DVD. I can't imagine what it might look like on Blu-ray, but I hope to find out someday because I really do enjoy this movie. I used to watch this one a lot more than the first one. Now, granted, I just watched the first one, and I probably do like the first one better than the second one. I feel like I used to like the second one better than the first one when I was a kid. Specifically for this reason. This reason right here. Kane. Like, if this guy would have been in the first one probably would be one of the greatest horror movies. I mean, the first one already is one of the greatest horror movies of all time, but if Kane was in it, it would definitely be even higher, because he is probably one of the scariest characters in any horror movie ever. Just the scenes where she's having the flashbacks and it's showing this guy is just terrifying to me. Even now, watching it last night, it was kind of gave me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, so this movie takes place after the first one. We got our same family. Craig T. Nelson returns. Everybody from the first one pretty much returns except for the older daughter, because she was murdered by her boyfriend shortly after the first one was filmed. And then I believe the guy that played Taylor in this movie died shortly after. Also, I looked it up. I have a terrible memory. The guy that played Kane was battling stomach cancer, and that's why he looks so scary in this movie. And he passed away shortly after it was filming. I don't even think he got to see the finished product. But he did an amazing job. Like I said, one of the scariest characters ever put to screen. But yeah, so it takes place, probably a couple years after the first one. The neighborhood where they're from is all for sale. Nobody lives there anymore after the freaky shit that took place in the climax of the first film. And we open up with Taylor on some rock in the middle of the Grand Canyon. Hopefully I can find the picture of it, or a clip. How the fuck did he get up here? Huh? It's bullshit. There ain't nobody got up there. Like, yeah, you have to get dropped off by a helicopter. You know he ain't got no goddamn helicopter. But that's beside the point. That has nothing to do with anything. It's just, that was kind of just out of nowhere. Like, yeah, how the fuck did he get up there? But anyway, so then he goes and he visits whatever this family's name is. See, I need to pay more attention when I'm doing stuff. But whatever their name is, he goes to see the family. And right away, Craig T. Nelson wants to just holler and scream at him like, we don't want your help. We don't need your help. And they're just trying to run away from it again when it starts up again. And he tells them, you can't run away from it. It's going to follow you wherever you go. Because basically, if you get down to the nitty gritty, they just want Carol Ann's life source. Because when she went into the portal in the last one, they got a taste of it. And now they you know. And then that's where Kane comes from. And Kane is, I guess he's an old preacher. And he had like a cult-like deal going on with people following him. And he led them down into this cave where they all died, and it was not far from where they found all the bodies in the pool in the first one. Apparently there was a tunnel that leads to it, and it's just a mass grave where he's telling everybody it's the end of the world, and those are the scenes that it flashes back to, and yeah, creepy as shit. Now the monster that he becomes once later on in the movie, Craig T. Nelson, because yeah, we got, god damn it. Anyway, yeah, because Carol Ann keeps seeing him at the mall. They're all at the mall, and she keeps seeing him. And then he bumps into her and starts singing to her, God is good, whatever he's singing to her. And then later on, he comes walking to their house in the rain, which is probably the best scene in the movie. Because he's trying to talk to Craig T. Nelson and tell him to let him in the house. And Craig T. Nelson's not falling for it, and he's just, you know, laying the shit on pretty thick, telling them, you know, they don't trust you. They're all up Taylor's ass, blah 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 blah. But thankfully, Craig T. Nelson still doesn't let that son of a bitch in the house. And then the scene where he just starts yelling, "You are all gonna die!" I love it. I love it. The motherfucker is creepy as shit. Just the way he talks, the way he looks, his fucking teeth, and just the way he wears that hat. Just the way he wears the fucking hat. It's creepy. He looks creepier with the hat on. But yeah, Kane makes this movie. I think instead of using that, once Craig T. Nelson, he's drinking the tequila and the worm is possessed by Kane, Craig T. Nelson, whatever the fuck his name is from Coach, swallows the worm, and then he's possessed, and he starts attacking his wife, and Carol Ann sees all this shit, but then he throws up the worm, and it turns into what looks like the tree monster from the first one. I was watching something, and then that got pointed out to me, and I'm like, yeah. I think it would have been better off, it would have just been, like, maybe a creepier version of Kane, just because that character's so scary. It's like, why turn him into something that... And the practical effects are okay for an 80s movie, but they do not live up to the first one. Except for the garage scene, which apparently was shot in 3D because this movie was supposed to come out in 3D, but it was at the end of the 3D craze, so they scrapped that idea, but must have filmed this prior to scrapping the idea. Maybe I'll show it. Or maybe I'll just show you a picture. Yeah. I mean, you can tell by looking at the picture probably, right, that was a 3D shot. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway. So, yeah. This movie's climax isn't as powerful, I guess you could say, as the first one, but it's still pretty spectacular. This is, again, one of the best horror sequels out there. One of these days, I might do best horror sequels, 5 best horror sequels, or 5 horror sequels better than the original. But there's some movies I want to revisit before I go do that, or I'm waiting on Chad. But that's all beside the point. I'm sure you knew that. But yeah, this movie is pretty solid. It's right up there with the first one for me. I can't remember what I gave the first one, but I'm going to give this one a definitely belongs in your collection. Yeah, definitely. Definitely go buy this, put it in your collection, watch it every once in a while, because it still holds up, even though it's 30-some years old. I'm not good at math. I don't know stuff. But yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen this one, go check it out. And then maybe next time I'll watch the third one, and then we'll rank that. But I'm trying to do the Friday the 13th stuff. I'm trying to do this and that. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff. So just bear with me, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Whatever else you're gonna do, just fucking do it.